Well, this week, everyone, we welcome the lovely Maria and Michelle.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Who have been really up for doing the podcast this week. Maria sings in the alto section and Michelle sings in the second sops. Now, girls, tell me a little bit about your journey. How did you arrive at Just Sing?
Oh my gosh. By accident, almost. I had always talked about being in a choir, and Michelle says, oh yeah, I would love to do it. And a friend was driving up through past R8, and she phoned me, actually still in the car, and she says, Maria, you'll never believe it, I've seen a choir for you. I love singing, but I'm not like the singers in the choir, but I love it. And to actually have to go to audition really would put me off ever going.
Yeah.
And I would have been the same. I love singing. I sang in a school choir, primary school choir, but the idea as an adult having to do an audition would just have been a no-no. And thankfully, going to Just Sing, there was no auditions. In fact, there was only 10 of us, I think, turned up the first night.
Yeah, that is what I remember about you two, is just both of you arriving, and we were starting off in R8 from scratch. Mm-hmm. And COVID had just finished, and all the seats were in a chessboard formation. And we were thinking, is this going to take off? Are people in Portadown going to want to come and sing?
Yeah. And we actually arrived, we had to wear masks, if you remember.
Yeah.
And we had to have our chairs at distance apart.
Yeah.
Do you remember we had to do all of that, and we're sort of in the dark, but I love the coziness of all of that. And even though there was only 10 of us, and you were felt maybe a bit exposed because you weren't joined a big choir, there was also something nice about being there from the start as well.
Yeah.
And gosh, the first night we sang Annie.
Oh, the sun will come out tomorrow.
Gosh, that's where we started.
That is right in unison, just feeling what it felt like to be in a choir.
Yeah, and at one stage I started in the altos thinking I have a really deep voice, I'll start in the altos. Then I thought, no, I can't do that. I went into the sops and I thought, I can't do that. I thought, there's going to be no place for me in this choir.
No, I think I remember that as well.
They developed this, but I thought it was new second song.
A new thing to us.
Just for me.
And even though there were only 10 and we were really feeling our way in those early days, what kept you there? Did you feel it was going to develop? Did you feel it was going to get more singers? Did you feel it was something that you could see the bigger picture, or did you just do it week by week?
I don't know if it was necessarily the development. It was turning up every week and just loving it.
And feeling you belonged.
And having just fun and not being judged, or just rocking up.
Just
singing a song. Yeah. Just sing.
But what really, I suppose, fascinated me was that, neither Maria or I come from like the traditional musical background where you went to music classes or we played instruments. Our background would more have been sort of family singing.
Yeah.
And singing together. And again, not in any sort of...
arts.
Yeah, nothing like that. It was just the love of singing, and to find a place where you could actually do that and Just Sing was just amazing for both of us, who were very similar. We grew up with the same songs, but to actually find your place in a choir.
It was that relaxed nature of it, and I think that is a really traditional sort of Irish culture thing where families sit and sing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And families have their songs, and everybody in the family has their song. Like our daddy had his song, he always sang Patsy Cline Crazy.
Yeah.
So if anywhere you were, that was daddy's song.
Yeah.
Granny had her songs.
Isn't
and
that
it was
lovely?
all part of culture. And I think then that was part of even us going to the choir. It was that same idea. You just sang. Mm-hmm. You sang because it was good fun. And it didn't matter at the start. Like I always remember Tracy, and I'll not say the bad words, but I remember we sang something and you had said, no, that wasn't the right notes, but it sounded really good. And I always remember Tracy said, you're better being wrong and strong and right than...
Yeah.
You might have to bleep that bit, Emma.
And I thought that's really true, because...
Sing loud and proud. If you're going to do it wrong, do it in style.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing you try to tell the ladies, but sometimes it's not as easy as you think.
And for everyone to find a place where you feel as if you belong and you're very welcomed, and especially when you don't have that formal musical background or you can't read music, and I think sometimes maybe that's the thing that can put people off when they do come and suddenly we have our file with all our music in it. I still can't read it, but I just have to listen, and the more I listen, then I sort of get better. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect the way some of the other girls who can read it, but for me, it's about loving it.
Yeah. And you know, that is the whole point of Just Sing. It's to encourage girls who can read music and encourage girls who can't. And even the ones who you think can read music, who maybe have grade 8, whatever it is, it really, when it comes down to it, they're just learning how the melody goes like everybody else. And they're just picking it up as the weeks are going along.
Yeah.
And how lovely that we can have an environment where both sides of the music ball can connect.
Yeah.
And that's lovely. That's what Just Sing's all about.
And I remember going to a dance. My friend Nuala and I were went to one of those dance classes. You know, you learn to do jiving and all the rest. And of course, we were learning to do the jiving. And the guy who was taking him up to me and he tapped my shoulder and said, if you would stop singing, you would actually maybe get the footwork right. And I was thinking, well, can you not turn it off? Because it's just, singing's just, it's just there. And we love dancing, but we also love to sing and dance, you know, that type of thing. So
absolutely.
It's just there.
And tell everybody, Michelle, about one thing I learned about you in the early days, you know, your relationship with Joanne and how she helps you with your singing.
Yeah. I suppose at the time of the choir, it just came at a good time for both of us because it was choir. But for me, it just came in the back of, during COVID, I lost a big part of my eyesight in my right eye. And it didn't change me, but it made me feel different from who I was. And it was about getting your confidence, both emotionally, on an emotional level, but also very much in a physical capacity. My depth perception was different. I could trip, I could fall over things. I had no vision or no downward vision or peripheral, and things did change, even reading, and my good eye had to then compensate. And Joanne is also my secretary, but also is now a really good friend who joined Just Sing as well. And one day I went into work and Joanne handed me this black file, and bless her, she had it all photocopied and enlarged, so that in the early days that I could actually see where my lines were. Do you know? And that's part of who Just Sing is. Do you know? It's made up of lots of Joannes who step in, I think, when we need it most.
Absolutely.
And another example, just quickly, would be on the dark nights when we leave here, there's steps and there's no lights outside. And it's amazing. There's a couple of girls in particular will turn on their phone lights so that I can see the steps, because I can't. It's all black. It's completely black to me. There's no greys and blacks, but they'll just do it.
I know, and you see, this is what is so special, I suppose, to us who, like, when I'm at the front, we never get to really, you all guys, you make friends and you chat away, and I suppose we don't really get to do that because we're not in the centre of things making the friendships. But, you know, I remember sharing a flight with you when we were off to sing somewhere very important, and just in that one flight, I discovered all of that about you. I had my Good Housekeeping magazine, if you can remember. Never read it on the way over.
On two flights?
Yep, two flights. And then the next flight, I brought it again. And still, I didn't get to read because I was learning so much about you all.
Yeah.
But that's really nice. And, you know, I think you two especially, everywhere we go, you both are very photogenic, because if anybody follows the Just Sing site, you two are in photographs at Stormont, at Windsor, wherever, Tandragee, Portadown, wherever we are, the camera always follows you. Has that always been a thing?
No.
Michelle, are you going to fess up to being a hair model now? Because I did. I do remember this from a conversation that we also had on the flight.
Oh, yeah.
So you have, but you are very photogenic ladies.
Yeah, just going to get my hair cut when I was in my early 20s, and they asked me to do hair modelling for this sort of hair company, and then we were sort of then for magazines and so forth. But I did it for the crack. I wasn't doing it for I wasn't doing it for money or anything. I was just doing it as a favour to the hairdresser, and then loved it because I got to put on fab clothes, you know, some fab outfits and get some great wee photographs and that.
And you still do, because let me tell you, weekly, I always do check out the Michelle look. And for anybody listening to this on Spotify, please look at the video, because you will understand why she was a hair model. So let's get to the present. Well, actually, no, maybe a little bit more about the past. What has been your funniest or most unexpected moment that's ever happened, either during a rehearsal or a concert? And it doesn't have to be a Just Sing concert. I have a long list of things, but you girls will think of things that I don't think of.
There's so many
Do you
things.
go first?
Do you know, I can't think of a specific. There's times that I actually just crease. Where, do you know, like last week, I can't even remember what it was in choir, but I lost it. And I couldn't, whatever Shirley or Roisin had said to me, I just lost it.
Maybe I don't want to know.
And then I can't sing then, because when I start laughing, that's me gone until I can get myself gathered again.
Or just looking at Tracy's face.
I know.
When Heather makes a comment and Tracy rolls her eyes at the rest of it. Do you hear her?
Tracy, for anybody who doesn't know, is our accompanist and is a very, very funny lady.
An evening or an event that we don't go to that I don't laugh.
I know.
And it can be about anything at all. And even somebody else said that to me one time whenever they were looking through our photographs. They said they've never seen a group of people with such joy, was how they described it. And they said you can just see it in everything that you do.
I know.
And between
we
singing
we feel that every week.
Yeah, but I think because life, you know, if we were to make a book, and any choir is the same, if you were to make a book up about everybody in the choir and their lives, everybody has a busy up and down life outside of choir. Choir has to be somewhere where it's a getaway and where it's fun and where you can appreciate why music was created. You know, it wasn't created just for it to be perfect. Yeah. It was created for some kind of emotional feeling.
And I think one of the funniest things, and it probably was actually more surreal, was when we were in Windsor and that Shirley and Elizabeth were taken off the bus.
Yes.
And then in the midst of that, we were waiting for so long. And somebody had to go to use
the toilet.
And then we realised the bus toilet wasn't plumbed.
And the Windsor driveway got a little bit of umbongo spread around.
And meanwhile, everybody's focus was on Elizabeth and Shirley not getting onto the bus, and we were panicking because we realised the toilet wasn't plumbed.
Again, I totally forgotten about that. Oh my goodness. Honestly, we could seriously need to write all these down.
Any amount. Or was that feeling, again, it was the Windsor, whenever we were then, we realised we were taken to this beautiful house, this country house, and we thought we were just there for a jolly and a bit of singing. And lo and behold, they had us all lined up and realised we're going into a recording studio.
Oh, yeah.
Each with our own mics.
I know.
Well,
and I remember even from that and being thinking, oh my God, you're so exposed here, like, and they're just going to come around and tell you wise up. And I remember standing, and there must have been like the fear in your face. And I always remember Gareth Malone just like putting his thumbs up and winking and thinking,
it's okay.
You know,
because no matter what, if they hear somebody on the mics is not quite good, they just put the volume down.
And at that stage, you just realised, right, we're here for the crack. Give me the mic. You know, if I'm no good at this, so just turn me down.
I just remember them saying, look, for Gary and the boys and take that, always do a wee bit of tweaking, so you have to take it.
Yeah.
Right, well, here is the quickfire round, and Cherith last week didn't quite understand the concept of quickfire. So please, when we ask you your choice, just give us one answer and don't have us rewind it.
One at a time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, I'll ask you one and then I'll ask you one and then see, unless you get one that you might want. But okay. Maria, Netflix binge or an outdoor adventure?
A binge at the minute. Okay. No winter coming in.
Okay, now that you're retired. Ice cream or cake?
Oh, depending on the temperature.
Come on, you're doing a charity here.
Cake, I know, cake.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
A road trip or a plane ride? No, that's one
plane
thing.
Ride.
Yeah, see, I know that about you. Yeah. You girls travel so much, and you know, my Christmas tree. You have your holiday bauble. Yeah. That's one thing I remember when I put my Christmas tree up. I always think of you because I think Michelle will be putting her holiday baubles
I do.
up on her tree.
I collect our baubles, our decorations from all the countries we've been or whatever, and I have a holiday tree.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Brilliant idea. Theme park or a museum?
Theme park.
Conduct a choir or turn the pages for our very talented accompanist?
Conduct a choir.
Oh! Really? Oh, well,
yeah.
We might just fix that for you.
You do what I say. Yeah.
Okay, here's a very important question. Do you ever get nervous before performing? And if so, how do you handle it? And we're going to go to Maria first.
I generally don't. I'm not a particularly nervous person about anything. And I know it's a real... I'm so thankful, and I don't. And I always think I'm not nervous in choir because we're all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Wish I felt like
you
that.
You don't feel exposed and you feel like... I always think I feel the strength of everybody around me.
Yeah.
I would be the same.
Do you know, that I don't feel at all. And I know some people, and I know a couple of people beside me, and we know if we move a certain person, she gets very nervous.
Yeah.
And would like to be at my left-hand side.
Yeah.
Do you know, and that's, but once then we get started in doing that, that goes for her as well. And I think that's, I would hate to have that nerve before an event, because I like the excitement and the buzz of thinking, oh, I can't wait to do this.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're nervous and things about it, that maybe, I wouldn't like it. I think it maybe put me off a wee bit, whereas I can go thinking, I can't wait to do this.
Yeah.
And but take the goodness away. I would be something similar. I'm not typically a nervous person either, and most definitely not in choir. I've heard people say they're very anxious about something, but the good thing for me is, you know, I can possibly on occasions hold the tune and follow along and do my bit and smile and whatever, and I really enjoy it. And for me, that's what it's about, is really enjoying it. But no one has ever said to me, you know, you're not doing that right.
Yeah.
Do you know?
And that's lovely.
And that is.
Yeah.
That's key to me, that no one to my left or right. And I have some fabulous singers, like the beautiful
Producer
and the
Emma.
very talented producer Emma, who sits behind me.
Yeah,
and
she's brilliant.
She's never had to she probably could tap my shoulder, but it has never happened. And I think that's the beauty of just saying that there's no one has ever said to me, be quiet.
I know, it's lovely. So here is your future question. If you had to have a dream concert venue somewhere like the Carnegie Hall, would you rather be in a very posh place, Royal Albert Hall, Carnegie Hall, or would you rather be somewhere a wee bit more rough around the edges, like a cavernous cave? You know, what would your
To perform
dream
The
venue?
Grand Old Opry.
Right, okay.
I love country music.
Right, okay.
I really love country music too. Oh, I'd love to be honest.
Are you talking Nathan Carter type country music?
Nick Combs.
Oh, right, okay. I'm very uneducated in this world.
We're going to the country night in the
We're going to
limelight.
country night in the limelight.
No way.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm going to McFly versus Busted.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nashville
Let
night.
Mr. Rudder down there.
Yeah, no, we're going
Very
to love
good.
country, but it's American country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you somewhere like the Grand Old
What would
Opry.
you-
Do you know what I really love the thought of, and I don't know if it will happen or not, when we talked about, at our committee meeting, we talked about having like a community sing and having it like a night. Do you know where I would love it? And this would be a blast from Stramilla's days. I would love to do the Empire. I just think
my
to see
goodness.
a community sing in the Empire
Yeah.
with the balconies around the ground
Yeah.
and having people just like, and I've mentioned this to people who are not in choirs, or just, and they said they would 100% go to a night of just to sing.
That's more achievable.
Yeah, that's more in our. We can maybe make that happen.
And I just love the Empire, all the memories and everything we have
Oh,
from the
yeah.
Empire ourselves. But the idea of going there, do you know when they do all the comedy shows? So,
Yeah.
and it's just, you could get a nice crowd in, and I imagine a night of singing in there
Yeah.
just for crack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be unbelievable. Well, that's quite nice. So somewhere homely, apart from the Grand Ole
Hello,
Opry.
Or your steps and your boots.
Someday.
And you're
I'm sure I could rock a pair of the. What did you say there?
Could we get Rip
Could you get
Oh,
ripped?
she liked
from
Rip from
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, she's not Rip. Rip with the whip.
Oh. No.
Oh, Beth's Rip.
I haven't.
They talk about what do you call it? What do you call that Santa thing? The elf on the shelf, but Rip with the whip.
You two are discussing something that is well beyond me.
Oh, I bet you someone in the choir. A lot of people in the choir will know. Just not
They'll all be googling now.
Well, maybe choir singers and those of you who listen who maybe aren't in the choir, although there's maybe not many of you out there. But anyway, girls, thank you so much, and thanks for your insight into just sing from your point of view. And I must say, we really love having you on the choir and in the committee and all the work that you do for us.
We love being here.
It's been great, and thanks so much for coming along. The podcast, they're not as easy as you think. People are looking at our background, and
Do we clash or anything?
I know.
and before you go, you do have to show what you bring to choir every single week.
Oh, sorry. This is so I can look like an 80s rock star.
We've had photographs taken with our hairs blowing.
Yes.
People wondering what's going on.
Amanda Holden, by the way, I really was impressed with this.
And they did buy me one. I have two fans here, and they also bought Tracy one, so we're well fanned out. But girls, thanks very much, and thanks for the laughs. And we hope you tune in again to hear who we're going to talk to next week. Until then,
surprise.
have a lovely week.
Bye.